Nigeria. It is so great, the work that you're doing and how you are calling people up higher, especially the youth. Many times we talk to ourselves and we're not talking to the next generation. So I'm super excited to be here. So I'm your sister, I'm your friend, I'm your coach. Today I'll be partly your truth teller and I'll be largely vulnerable and candid with you. So give me some grace. This is a safe place. You can share and ask any questions that come to your mind as well. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, Bralade. Joyce, can we have you come up? Can we meet you?
I'm here. Yes, I am here. Good evening, everybody from Nigeria. Good to see you. Hi, Tuminino. Bralade, good to see you. Greetings from Idunile Ewu in Eastern Central Local Government of Edo State.
Mommy JD herself. So we're going and we are just going into it straight up. I'll start with you, Joyce, since I already have you up here. Straight up. So tell us I don't want to give you minutes so that you have it straight up. And I'm just, I'm jumping right into it so that it's hot as it's hot. What's the biggest mistake you think you've made in this journey called life? And how did it shape the person you've become today? You are now a confidence coach. You're helping people find their purpose. You've trained over 10,000 people. You are reaching millions. You are traveling all over the world talking to people. Have you always had it all together? What is the biggest mistake you've made? And
well, have I always had it all together? No. Until very recently, I didn't associate myself with mistakes, with the word mistake. I never did. I still struggle with it, even as of this very moment. So if you don't mind, I'll flip it to what are some of my learnings, because
good.
I always say, well, this is not novel to me. I heard it from someone else where they said failure is feedback. So if you think you failed at something, learn. So I call
feedback.
It education cost.
I love that.
It cost you something. If you failed and you lost something, as it were, you didn't really lose. That was an expense in education. You learned, hopefully. So two things that I would say I've learned from. I thank God for where I am. I have no regrets, but I have learned from them. Number one would be what I studied in university and how I got to that point. I studied human anatomy in University of Port Harcourt. Bralade is laughing because I wanted to study medicine because science students were supposed to be smarter. And I was a science student because I didn't want to be in art class, you see? But by the time I was in my second year in anatomy, struggling, but then again, because I've always been an extremely positive person, it was difficult to come head on with my struggle and say, I'm struggling. Some of us very positive people, we are always just, everything is okay, everything is okay. We don't know sometimes when to say, it is not okay right now. So what do we do? So in my second year, at some point, I was going by the crab in University of Port Harcourt. That's where you have students of theater arts and some other arts. And I was like, these people are living my life. They're just having fun. They're acting, dancing. As in what I would do for nothing. These ones are studying in school. I actually went to make inquiries as to what to do to switch. And they told me I'd have to start from year one again. I said, lose a year. For what? For nonsense. We stay, in fact, we die here. So I graduated with a degree in human anatomy, which I haven't done almost anything with ever. If I had the mind, if I had the good sense to seek better counsel at that time, I probably would have made the switch. I can even date it back to secondary school. Perhaps I would have made the switch in SS1 to social science class or art class, right? So that's one. I don't regret it. I just also know that if I had studied something in the communication arts, it might have saved me some energy because I had to go back and like build myself in the arts all over again, because my work is very artsy, right? So that's one. Second one would be my marriage. I was married for 10 years, 2009 to 2019. We were not in a cantankerous marriage. It was not, we were not fighting, beating or quarreling. You know, they will ask you, was he cheating on you? No. Is he beating you? No. So why are you going away? Well, it's not all about beating and cheating. There are some of those deeper connections. And where I am is a bit noisy, so I'm apologizing to everybody. All the noise you're hearing now, so that my village people be here. As in real, not that type people say.
Now talk, oh, you can't even let people come here.
I am in village. I came to the village today, so now me come meet them for village. For those of you who know about my political aspirations, so I have to be here every so often. So marriage. Now, in hindsight, I also wasn't very true to myself about a few things, like it happened with my choice of study. I really, and I'll be honest with you, I really did not give heed to marry your friend. I was like, what's all that marry your friend business? It's, well, marry a good man who loves God. Everybody, 43 people plus me, listen, marry your friend. Because you need friendship. And that we're not quarreling. We were just, you know, there. We're just okay. But no sparks. And yes, I will tell you the truth. There was a time I even said to some girls around me, what's all that spark matter? You know, all those butterflies people talk about. Please, let's be real in this life. Shame. I'm actually biting my words right now. Thank God they have no calories. I'm also hoping in some way to do a foolish thing like I did by not marrying my paddy, the person who, you know, that thing we say ride or die, you know, even things like that before, but what's not ride or die? Is life. There is ride or die in this marriage of a son. So, I will marry again. I will marry my friend. I will marry my person. I've also learned that I need to be more accommodating. I wasn't a very accommodating person in my relationships. Up until my marriage, every relationship before that failed. I was always leaving. I mean, my marriage, I left again. Because when I looked back and I said, Joyce, what was your role in here? I also was very rigid in the ways I made decisions. That's something about us high flyers, you know, achievers. You want to do it this way or no. So your guy is telling you, Auntie, sit down, let's talk what? I've made a decision, I'm going up. You go. Now, I will take it 2 steps back and listen and sit down and communicate. You know, it was almost like, I don't need to take permission. He was like, it's not permission, it's just communication. I didn't know the difference. Hey, won't meet titanium. I didn't know. Now I know the difference. Sorry, I know the difference between communication and permission. And yes, if I need permission from him, so what? Has he removed the titanium from my bone? No. And say, cool down for Jesus and cool down for yourself. I hope with these few points of mine, I have not exceeded my time.
What we did yourself, as in, I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes. So if you are here and you are wondering what is the connection between making money and what we are discussing, this is the cocoa. Because if you cannot learn, you cannot make money. Trust me. And I really love what you said about failure being a feedback. You didn't start with us. We're listening to Yolanda Adams. I rise. You know, we find it, yes, I'm learning the communication. When we were actually preparing for this, we were battling the team, mistakes I learned from my past. I said, lessons I learned from my past mistake. I said people will see it as negative, and you're confirming it. But we make mistakes. We don't make mistakes.
We do make mistakes. It's just some of us, you know, aspire to perspire people. We have not just been able to use the word. Sorry.
Motivational speakers.
Yes, we can't. So if you can use the word, use it. If you cannot use the word, call it another. They call it feedback.
And you know, you said something that I'm sure 95%, and I don't think I'm exaggerating the numbers, of Nigerian youth we connect to. And I'm sure I told my people that this is deliverance service we're having today. We'll be able to connect with that. What you spent time, years studying in school is not what is bringing Gary to the table. Because I keep saying that. I studied biochemistry. In fact, yes, I studied medicine. I've seen medical doctors that have thrown their medical degree away because it's just not bringing
Lady Rara?
Because it's just not bringing food to the table. So Ayo, please, after this, we'll be opening up to chat and you can start dropping in your questions so that you don't forget. The question is, how do you reinvent? How do you become like Mommy JD that moved from studying anatomy to becoming a confident coach? You can see how confident she is. The woman is just confident in her skin. We are doing webinar now. She has carried village people to come and meet us. And yes, we'll be talking more about her. I've told her she has our support. And if people cannot hold my hand, 100%. You see this election that is coming, we are putting in our leg. This is our candidate. You are looking for candidates, you are finding one. She'll be telling you more about that at the end. So now, let's have Bralade, the Oloyinbo phonetics. With this Oyinbo, are you sure something has gone wrong in the past? Are you sure you not always add it all together? Tell us as it is.
Joyce, I am with you.
Joyce say I shouldn't use the word mistake. So what's the biggest feedback? They say mistake is a feedback. I've let anyone. What's the biggest feedback you feel you made when you were young? And how did it shape the person? Joyce, you didn't tell us that one. No, how did it shape you? The person she will
say when she answers the next
when she comes
question,
back.
she will
Okay,
say.
thank you.
Okay. So the biggest mistake, right? It's really hard for me. Like right up to when Joyce was speaking, I was like, mistake. And there's a way when you're a person with agency, when you're a person who in your life, you have never really cared, okay, what do people think? And this is where I want to go, all those things. It's hard for you to say, okay, mistake, because like, okay. But I'll share. One of the privileges I've had in my life is the kind of parents that gave birth to me. I was 16 years old when I got into the university, and I would say I was probably 15 years old when I filled my JAMB form. My parents, they did not bring any paper or anything to sit down with me and fill JAMB form. What do you want to study? Write it there. And my parents, they are university, college, grad, like they have PhDs, everything. So it's not like they didn't want to control. In fact, one of my dad's friend who stopped by, Professor Ayalogo, is like, Koroye, what are you doing? Your daughter is here filling her JAMB form, because those days, what the parents used to do, they would come and fill your own JAMB form, everything, tell you this is the school you go to, and so on and so forth. But no one did that with me. So I was really appreciative that I was that person who was allowed to choose my own path. Well, sometimes even if your parents don't have that kind of influence on you, society has that influence on you. Today, I'm a very proud engineer, but guess what? Right from when I was in school, I knew I was good at so many things. English and math were my best subjects. If you are like that in here, please put it in the chat. I'd love to see it. Because somebody will now say, okay, choose. Which one do you like, man? I like both of them. I would love to study law. I would love to study engineering. I would love to study medicine. The only reason I didn't put medicine was because it was on my, you are here. Thank you, Victory. So I like all. Why are we choosing? I'm in the US now. So many people finish their engineering degree and then they add a law degree to it. You can do anything you want. So I think in terms of the course of degree, yes, by the time I was doing thermodynamics and I was going to the class, I was doing just boring, what I consider boring math and equations. I was like, I would love to be speaking right now. I would love to be contributing more. But today, all of that have just expanded my horizon, right? So in terms of degree, I can tell you that even though at the time it might not have seemed as great that I studied engineering, looking back now, I find out that the vast person that I am in terms of my mindset, in terms of my worldview, in terms of my knowledge base, yes, engineering was definitely the right choice, because the rest, I'm getting it just off of interest. So I always tell people, if you say you don't know what to do, you don't know what to study, you're confused. I'm one of those STEM advocates that will say, okay, try STEM, especially if you're good at math. It's like, okay, go do it. And then you can use it as a platform for anything. So that wasn't necessarily the mistake. The mistake was that when I graduated from secondary school, I graduated with 8 A's. I was good at math. I didn't used to read. I just used to show up in exam hall. Like I'll be reading novels right up till midnight. And then the next morning is exam. I'll try and wake up by 5 a.m. and maybe just do 2 hours catch up. And I'll just go into the exam hall. And that's why I loved math, because math respects principles. If you know the principles, you can do anything you want with it. So that was what I did though. I didn't used to see well. My glasses are somewhere nearby. I'm wearing contacts right now. But I didn't used to see well, so I wasn't used to paying attention in class. I wasn't used to writing notes. So that's who I was. I thought I could leverage that life into university. With my 8 A's, I went to university, and I remember my very first D. And I said, I'm never rewriting this course again because I'm smarter than that. They made a mistake. The lecturer, the lecturer actually told me, it was in physics lab, and he told me that, hey, look, you were writing love letter during our lab, because I had just fallen in love then. I married the guy, so it's okay. It was 18, I was 16. I was in love, Obi. Oh my gosh, he traveled. So I was writing him a love letter in class because I was like, I know these things now. Teacher, I'll be reading novel in class on the table. So he told me that this lab that we are not taking seriously to deal with, and it was 1 credit. So I was like, for what? I left it. So when I saw that first day, I'm like, I'm going back to write jam again. This is a blemish. I'm not this person at all. That was the beginning. I didn't even know that I had not yet. By the time I was in year 4 and year 3, because all this while, and that's another thing many of you are doing right now, you're leaning on your past knowledge. It's serving you, but it won't serve you for that much longer. I was just using my natural ability, intelligence, right up till year 2. I still knew most of that math because we did it in further math. When we entered year 3, I was facing new concepts. I was like, I'm sorry, what's going on here? Thermodynamics, transport phenomena, and all those things. And the lecturers, it's not like, I tell people in certain countries that they're really benefiting because the lecturer actually cares about their grades. Our lecturers wanted to prove to us that we weren't that smart. Simple and short. So they did everything they could to set trap for us. And if you're a teacher here, you're a lecturer here, I want to tell you, change that mindset. Your children's success or your students' success is your success. So they were setting traps. They would do this, and of course our classes were massive, like 1,000 people. They would do these exams. You will go, this test, they will start 1 hour before. They will finish before you come and you say, look, I told you people. Why? Anyway, long story short, by the time I saw it, and because I don't like failure, if I see that I'm not doing well at something, I usually detach. And that's a mistake. In some cases, yes, you should leave that matter. But I graduated, long story short, I graduated with the 3rd class in chemical engineering. I think there was 121 in my class. First class, no. Has anybody ever had first class? If you know the University of Port Harcourt chemical engineering, they used to, I pray things have changed now, they used to pride themselves on that, on being extremely difficult. Meanwhile, on the other side of it, petroleum had like maybe 10 first classes, so many 2-1s. Electrical engineering had so many. These ones, they were feeling wicked. And anyway, I thought my life had ended. And everybody, my parents graduated top of their classes. They went on scholarships to school. It was, that tiger family, that's what we were. We were doing, my sister did engineering at the University of Science and Technology in River State. She had a 2-1. It was just supposed to be a normal thing. My brother is a consultant surgeon. Everybody's just smart like that. Till Bralade came to tarnish the family image. I want to say along the lines of, because I'm wrapping up on this point, but when I had that 3rd class, I started discovering things I liked. And I knew that there was no way I would try to do engineering to make it better and all those things. Definitely not at that school. But because I was so success driven, I'm going to do this thing, I'm going to get it done. I decided to, how it shaped me was that I said, I'm going to do this thing. And that was it. and I started applying to do a master's degree. I eventually did a master's degree in process engineering in Queen's University in Belfast, in the United Kingdom, and I graduated with a distinction. Now, the University of Port Harcourt probably wouldn't have allowed me to do a master's degree because why? I had a third class. But when I decided I was going to go down this path and the university accepted me, that natural brilliance shines. So one thing I want to say is that any system you're in, if you want to make a success of it, I couldn't be that hustling student. I never was. I don't think I'll ever be in common room from beginning of the year, talking with lecturers. I didn't even have the sense or the moral capability to sort. A lot of people were paying for grades and things like that. I didn't do that, but that was a failure I had. And to wrap that point up, I used to hear a phrase when I was in college. It said, you can have a D in school, but don't have a D in life. So because of that, I tell people now, you can actually have it all. You can have A in life, you can have A in school, you can have it everywhere you want. That's one failure I want to highlight. If you start talking about other failures, some things are beyond mistakes, some things are beyond your control. I have a thank you for that brilliant point on marriage, Joyce. I loved it. I think that was one of the things that I got right, because I married this guy that, you know, when we're dating in school, who marries their school boyfriend now? Like, what's bringing that leg? Because everybody wants to move up in life. You're not trying to marry your university boyfriend, but I did. And it's a great, it's been a great choice. But my first son his name is Chude. He's one of the sweetest humans in the world. But my Chude was diagnosed with autism. Now, that was beyond our parental control, right? He's largely nonverbal. He's in special ed class. It's not a mistake, but guess what? You live alongside that almost like it's a mistake because it's different. So what is it in your life that you didn't even have control over? You probably had an accident when you were in school and it has derailed your career, or somebody dumped you, they cheated on you, and or were abusive to you, and that marriage ended and you feel like, oh, this is a mistake I made. That's beyond your purview. So 3 things if you can get in life, and I think we'll be going into that in the next question. Get your mindset right about these things. That's why it's very hard for me and Joyce, because we have that mindset game going on. It's very hard for us to just say it like that. Get your mindset right, get your marriage right, get your money right, and you can ride any storm that comes your way. Thank you so much, to me.
Wow, very amazing. I was just jotting and jotting and jotting. Yes, Chidima, that's absolutely awesome. You said something, it's okay to have a D in school, but don't have a D in life. So I don't know which one of you is hearing that. It cannot be double jeopardy now. You fail in school, can't fail in life again. It's triple tragedy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being this vulnerable, this open. I can't say I understand, but yes, I grew up, one of my siblings had a medical, or has a medical condition that we are all living with. And I know how traumatic it is till now, At some point, you just feel like it must be my fault somehow. Maybe if I've done something or I couldn't do something. But yes, I'm sure I told you this is deliverance service, right? So with everything, we mix it together and we become best, not just better. So, Joy, you didn't tell us how this shaped you. I love what Bralade said, that after coming out with a 3rd class, and I was just smiling. We went to Nigerian schools, we know what we are talking about. When they tell you that A is for God, B is for the lecturer, you are starting from the C, and you're like,
I mean, why? It's so bad.
The mindset, it's already set you up for like, I can't make it. And a lot of us outside school are still struggling with that mindset, because you already believe that excellence is not achievable because it's been constantly drummed into your mind while you were in school. So we need to break this jinx. You can succeed. Yes, you can. From a 3rd class in Port Harcourt University to a distinction, And the beautiful thing with this degrees, the world celebrates results. Once you have a result, nobody really remembers what happened at the back. All that one becomes stale story. So I'm sure that there are some of us that already understand that even if the degree you have right now does not exactly show who you are going to stand up, go and get another degree to trump that. Joyce, please, can you tell us how moving from anatomy, you became a confidence coach and now a politician? See audacity. And not just any politician, no. She went to Edo. Hey, this woman hot.
I came home. So
you came home.
I needed to prove something to myself, that whether I had a tutu, because I felt I had a tutu and I felt it wasn't good enough, that whether I had a tutu in a course I didn't like, or that I had a tutu in a course I didn't like, wasn't a stamp on my life. So it made me constantly think about, how can you live better? Since you failed in school, how can you now have a better life? I didn't want to have a D in life. And so I wanted to prove something to myself. I recognized, I agreed with myself that I'm a very talented person in terms of speaking, singing, dancing, acting, all of that. So I decided to choose. I don't want to tell you the story of how I chose, but maybe I should summarize it as best I can. I chose speaking because I felt the singing, acting spaces were already kind of full. So I didn't want to struggle to make a mark. I said I couldn't think of how many women speakers who were famous, popular, achieved. So I said, you know what, we'll take that track. I didn't want dancing because I said, how many dancers' names do you know? Dancers are on stage for 10, 15 minutes. They do a great job, but you go like, oh, the girl in blue, the one at the back, she was really good, but I can't live with that. You have to know me. You have to know my name. Hello, is who I am. You can't be passing by, walking by you and say, oh, that your dance was good, your blue shorts. No, I don't want you to know my blue shorts. I want you to know me. So I chose speaking because speaking was going to give me that opportunity. So for 13 years, I was fully a master of ceremonies. That was my core job. In fact, I'm going to be 15 this year. I became a confidence coach in 2020 during the lockdown. When people were reaching out to me and saying, hey, Joyce, gosh, my life is over. Oh, we lost so much money. We've done this. And I'm like, okay, I'm fine. In fact, I'm actually every day thanking God for this brief holiday because I have not had this amount of rest. See me lying down in my bed for 2 weeks straight. Like, who does that? Then I'll look at my friends who had 9-to-5 jobs and they say, oh, I'm on holiday. There's some 3 weeks, they'll travel somewhere. I have never had that in almost 13 years. So this is my holiday. You guys are telling me it's a problem for you. And the calls were coming. I was getting calls from people who had been in banking for 22 years, people who had been in business for 17 years. Oh, this person will call and say, this person said I should speak to you because. So it seemed like I wasn't affected by the pandemic mentally. I had always preached mental toughness, but as a thing for myself and my friends and my mentees, but not as a business. So I started coaching people and I was sending them invoices and they were paying. Alas, there's business here. Oh, after all, we weren't really even having events per se. So this was now a new business. So I realized that the strength I garnered from young was now paying off. The decision to go into a field of business that was not popular and people told me it was not going to thrive. I always knew to thrive. So I just kept wondering, when people will say to me, no, this thing will be business way they do. I keep wondering, like, what I am using to look at this thing? Yeah, I can see success. I don't know why, So I didn't realize that all those my pushbacks were the elements of mental toughness that I could use in coaching people to improve their mindset, to improve their confidence and their courage. I've stood in front of over 1,000 audiences and 1,000 different audiences. That takes some courage and confidence. I just didn't really see it as such. I saw it as normal to me. So that was when I really appreciated that people needed this. So I attended a few courses, one of them, 2 courses with Trisha Bays about how to structure now selling this knowledge that I had, and a few other courses here and there so that I could put it together. That's how I got here as a confidence coach. Pretty much as circumstantial, right? My choice, my choosing was being a speaker, a master of ceremonies and trainer of other speakers in public speaking and presentation skills. So my failure, my mistake made me more resolute to succeed, more resolved to succeed. And oh, I will succeed even much more than this. I am resolved to succeed. That A will have A plus, A plus, plus, plus. Thank you.
Amazing, amazing. You know, as you were talking, lots of things were just coming through my mind. So for a number of us, and one thing that really came to my mind is one popular cliche, at least I think it's popular, that when life hands you a lemon, make a lemonade. Then I would add that, please, add mint leaf. That's the way my daughter does it. It's amazing when you add mint leaf. A number of people during that COVID, you know, they were saying things that I just didn't understand also. My life has ended. I didn't start a business, but I learned a lot of things. I met amazing people during COVID. And for every one of us on this call, this is what we are saying. The same wind blows all of us. How we set our sail, which is our mindset, is what will determine the direction your boat will take. Everybody went through COVID, and Joyce came out as a confident coach. So I want to ask you 2 questions based on this. You said lots of people told you it would not work, Auntie, and you say you are now more flexible. How do you differentiate between when you are just plain obstinate and stupid and when you are focused? How do you know the difference? That's number 1. Number 2, I have a number of people on this call, and I get this question a lot. The confidence to actually put a price on the product, because as you rightly said, talking to people now work. How did you get that confidence to actually price it? I advise you this advice where they free, just enter all those places where they play Ludo. Plenty advice. Now you won't come begin to charge me on top. How you get mine, though?
Are you all right?
You get. So how do you actually price yourself? Because lots of people have problems in placing prices on their gifting, and that seems to be something you do remarkably well. What you love doing, you get people to pay for it.
Thank you. Let me start with the first question about the difference between being obstinate and being optimistic. We both start with "oh." Being obstinate will be when you have a lot of enthusiasm without.
Okay, these are little steps.
Can you hear me?
We lost you briefly.
Okay, yeah, a call was trying to come in. I'm on my phone, couldn't set up my laptop. Anyway, being obstinate is when
These village people should leave Joyce alone now. Which one?
you have a lot of enthusiasm. Oh gosh. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, we can.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes, we can.
When you have a lot of enthusiasm without evidence. Evidence about the past, there's evidence for future. So you say, oh, I want to be great. Great at what? I don't know, but I'll be great. Now that's being obstinate. I will blow. How are you going to blow? I don't know, but I will just blow. Yes, there can be some level of strength in that. Evidence defeats doubt even to yourself. So let me use the story of David. David said, I can kill Goliath because I have been a killer. I have killed lions, I have killed bears, I have killed other wild beasts, and I know how to tackle this big one. It's different, he's different from all the ones I've killed, but I know that to engage him, I wouldn't use hands because he would kill me. To engage him, I should try another kind of weapon, right? So even when they gave him all the paraphernalia for a soldier, he said, no, I can't use this. He will kill me, he will take me out. So let me use what I believe will work. There was some evidence. I would use this. Then he now said, the God who gave me victory over the others will give me victory here. So you see, there was proof, an anchor, there was evidence. With someone like Esther, it was said that when Esther got into the harem, she was taken by Haggai the eunuch. He took interest in her, and whatsoever he told her to do, she did. That was also her proof. She was being led by somebody who knew how to win the king. Ruth, same thing. Daniel, same thing. Look, they had some sort of evidence. We have a God. We have God who has done this for the children of Israel in the past, will do it again. But when we just say, I will just do it like that, no anchor, no roots, no evidence, then there's a challenge. So have some level of evidence. My evidence was I had studied biographies about some successful people. I had studied books about people who grew into prominence using their individual crafts. And I saw some similarities across them. Number one, they gave attention to the craft for minimum 10 years. Then they attained some level of national relevance. So I gave myself 10 years. Then there were people who were given to constantly learning and improving themselves. So I constantly improved myself. There were people who will show up regardless. So whether I was night boss, day boss, bike, boat, I showed up. I gave no excuse. In my 15 years of business, I don't think I got late to more than 3 events. Not more than 3. And I can remember all 3 and why I was late, including the one where I slept in a hotel where the blinds were very thick. So every time I opened my eyes, it was really dark. And I was like, oh, it's still night. At the point, I was like, it's supposed to be morning by now. I stood up. Jesus, opened it. It is daytime. Check time. In fact, I bath not. I was like, what? Because this sleep has been long. And that was the 20th, if I'm not mistaken, 20th of April, 2008. I remember the days I was late. So I did the work. That was evidence, putting in what is required for success. Then the other question about pricing. Now, the challenge with many of us who do what we enjoy is that we would always find it difficult to put a price to it because we enjoy it. We'll do it for free. That's why many creatives have people called managers. So I started out with one manager to me. Anthony did her of Entist events in Lagos. If you see her anywhere on the road, please tell her Joyce is saying thank you. Anthony Didi was the first event planner who took me on. She took me to my first job. She hadn't even seen me work. She only heard somebody talk about me. She was like, girl, you're good. You're going to be my official MC. And because she was already in the business of event planning, she knew what was what's the word now? She knew what was obtainable. So she negotiated on my behalf. The first time Anthony Didi negotiated I think it was 200,000 for me to MC an event. I was like, Auntie, don't talk.
Even the video froze.
I was like, Auntie, I beg, don't say 200. Who paid 200 to MC? What am I saying for 200,000? Auntie, just ask them for 25. It will be okay. Like, so, alas, they paid. And then they paid again. And then they paid again. And then I began to borrow belief that indeed. So after a while, it was commonplace to me to ask for big money, as it were. Until I now left Lagos and went back to Port Harcourt. Then my eye clear. That in Port Harcourt, they won't even pay you 30,000. So I understood that there are times, there are seasons, and there are locations. There is prevalent in a certain place. If people in a certain location don't, sorry. If people in a certain, okay, I came in for a meeting and people from the meeting are calling me, so I'm going to call you up and go and meeting. So if you can hear me, can you hear me?
No, we can't hear you. We are losing the volume, okay?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, now I can't see you, but okay, just give me a moment. I said that I came in for a meeting. So the people I came to meet in the village are the ones calling me now. So I will soon leave here and meet my village people. Yeah. So
maybe they just give us more time.
As of 2 days ago, this meeting wasn't there, but election timetable has come out. Everything has changed. So now it's like, Auntie, we have to get on the road. So where was I? So I understood that there's also a thing about the location where you find yourself. If people in the location are not earning a certain amount of money, they can't understand how they pay you. Somebody earns 100,000 a month and then is having a program and you want to say your bill is 100,000. I mean, where are they going to steal the money from to pay you? But in Lagos, you had people who were earning millions Not like they were not in Port Harcourt, but they were in certain circles, and then they would bring people from Lagos because they didn't believe people in Port Harcourt could deliver on work that would earn so much, until a breakthrough came, which is part of what somebody wrote in the chapter when Bralade was speaking. Don't give up, keep staying. And then at some point, there was this big event coming up, and then I was interviewed for it, and they gave me the job and they paid me. That was the first over 1 million I made from an event. The rest, like they say, is history. People in Port Harcourt now began to recognize me as a Lagos person, and gradually began to pay more. It also affected my confidence on a level, because it was now difficult for me to ask for what I really wanted, especially when I was outside Lagos. If I was in Lagos, I could ask, but once it was Port Harcourt and the event was not in Lagos, I would just say, you know what, what's on your budget? Give it to me, let's just get it done. Then, as a coach, remember, when I decided I would take it on as a job, I went for training. So I went to Trisha Biz to see how to productify my knowledge. What's the name of that her program? Monetize your knowledge, you see, I went to monetize your knowledge, MYK. And part of that 6-week program, was it 6 or 8 week program, was how to put a price to it, how to package it, how to put it in a way that people will pay, and then put a tag on it. So I would say, try not to do it on your own. Look for an expert. There are experts for everything. So let's stop trying. You know, when you're sick, you want to go to a qualified doctor. So why do we try to fix our businesses when we are not qualified business doctors? So I went to a business doctor who helped me. So do same. These things really help. If I didn't go to Trisha, I don't know that I would have had the kind of structure that I have with my coaching business and have earned the kind of money that I earned. Maybe I could, but definitely going to her was a game changer. Thank you very much.
Wow, amazing. I'm sure you guys are writing. I see a lot of small businesses struggling. I see people live a life of struggle. And I think the last thing that you said I'm saying thank you for sharing. Honestly, this thing that she has shared, there's plenty deliverance, but this is the deliverance. As they say, follow who know road. Don't try and figure everything out by yourself. This is Coach Joyce, confidence coach herself, agreeing that, see, when it comes to pricing, I know the subject matter experts. Make I go find person wey sabi road, make him teach me. And my country people, be ready to part with money. Awoof. You are constantly looking for free things. You will get cheap results. That is why you are still where you are. You can see her calling. In case you did not hear, I was smiling in my mind. Say, one event, I collected 1 million and the rest they say is history. Your 1 year income, you never even reach 6 digits. You are struggling with it. When you remove profits and everything, you are still struggling. And somebody is telling you that just one event, not 2, 1. And if you see the way they get events. So I keep telling people, if you are poor, now your fault too. It's okay to be born into a poor home. That one is not your fault. But if you are poor, my brother, my sister, it is not Buhari, it's not Osibanjo, it's not Putin, it's not Biden, it's not anybody. It is you yourself. And you need to take full responsibility for your life. Be taking down notes. Now, Bralade, I like calling you Oloyibo because Oloyibo, when I'm through with you, in fact, I'll be talking to you more than I'm talking to you, so that I'll be speaking Queen's English and they will know that my money should be in dollars. Yeah, you told us about how you got a master's and 1, 2, 3 challenges and all of that. What was your biggest motivation or driving force? Because, we all get tired. Right now we are talking and the chat room is buzzing, everybody is. When you now go away to your house and reality comes knocking, how do you keep it going? When motivation fails, what's your inspiration? How do you stay up?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have a really keen sense of identity, and I think that's where it starts. Everything else, you're just going to be doing fake it till you make it. Like Joyce said, I knew my talents. I knew I was a speaker. I knew I was a this. These are things I can do at the drop of a hat. So this is who I am. I knew that who I am is a success. I knew that who I am is a pretty smart, talented, leader. That's who I was. It hadn't manifested to the world, but inside my heart, I knew all these things. I wasn't trying to fake anything. I just knew that, I can't be home sitting down and be like, oh, I have a third class, help me. What will I do? Okay, this is only the kind of job I can get. No. So from as early as when before I even graduated college, I'd started doing certain things because I knew that I was going to go and do my master's. So I started, in fact, there was a point, I've heard Infon Echo say this, and I'm like, this is my spirit sister. I wanted my own, so I started cooking. What do I know how to do? That was before internet, monetize, all those things. I started cooking for events. So when I would first go pitch, you would be like, Bralade, you cook now? So I would be like, I can do it. How many people? And that's the thing. I know many things I can do. I will cook, I will do hampers, I will prepare, I will type people's projects. My parents were paying my school fees. So I didn't have, nobody to pay my rent. No. So one thing I want to tell people here, don't let a mistake, don't let experience be the one to teach you. Be driven of yourself. I just knew that there were things I wanted to do with money. It was beyond the responsibility of my parents. Your parents are not responsible for giving you everything you want in life. Even if they give you an education, it doesn't mean they have to do everything else. So I knew I wanted that. So I went ahead and started doing some of these businesses and things as a 20-year-old that would have sounded ridiculous at this time. Okay, back to your question. What is that thing that gives you motivation? Is your identity. I knew that Bralade is a girl who I love corporate because I get to impact so many people on a larger scale. So I knew that, okay, I'll get into the industry. How do I get into the industry? If you have first class, then Shell wants you, Chevron, Mobil, all those people want you. If you have 212, they still want you. Then if you have 2-2, you go to the banks, no matter what you studied. If you like study microbiology, if you like study engineering, that was what was prevalent at the time I was in Nigeria. If you have third class, where do you go? My people, put it in the chat. That is when you become a master of your own destiny. So it was almost like somebody gave me a blank canvas and said, do what you want. And I went ahead and did it. Now, remember that boyfriend I told you about that wanted to derail me? Anyway, it didn't derail me, don't mind me. But he left when we were in about year 3 and he moved to the States. So when I was doing my master's in the UK, actually before I started doing my master's in the UK, he had proposed to me and he was like, you know what, come over to the US. You can do this, you can do that. I'm like, hey, I had a plan before you came. That's the thing. What is truncating your plans now? Or what are you allowing to truncate your plans? I wanted to come to the US, but USA master's takes 2 years. Then they were looking at my GPA. I don't know, we're not sure. I was like, no, ain't nobody got time for that. I had a plan before you proposed. So I took ring. I was wearing ring. I was one of those annoying people that was engaged for 2 years. You know, those people that were wearing ring. You come tomorrow, they're wearing ring. You come next month, they're wearing ring. But because
yes, it's small now. You're not Lord of the Rings. You've not seen 10 years, 12 years, 15 years. Those are the Lord of the Rings.
Again, because I knew where I was going and I really didn't care what other people said. See this thing we keep saying, not caring what other people think. It doesn't mean you don't honor people. It doesn't mean you don't respect people. It doesn't mean your family doesn't have expectations of you. But are you confident in and of yourself to be self-directed with a vision that's been given to you? Are you? So I did. I went to the UK and I did the master's degree and all. Another thing they used to do in those days, if you went to Robert Gordon, Aberdeen, people would pick schools because they knew that, okay, maybe Exxon Nigeria would come recruit directly from there. But I knew I wasn't coming back to the country because I was coming here to join him. So when I came here, it took me about 18 months or so to get a job. In that time, when I was working to get a job, I worked as a daycare teacher. So the thing is, wherever you are, it doesn't define you. And what are you doing where you are currently to lead you to that ultimate place? If you have a vision in front of you, to me, if you take a ferry, first of all, then you take a bicycle, then you take a bus, it doesn't matter so long as you get to your destination. So I remember one time it was now hard for me to go to job fairs because I needed to be in the school and things, but guess what? It's so great that I did that because I didn't know how to change diaper before. So it helped me. Every detour because it doesn't have to, you don't have to take detours, But if you've had to take detours in life, every detour can furnish you with something for your future. That's why it starts to become hard to call them mistakes. But hey, people, I want to remind you, we don't have to make mistakes. You see those things they call error. You say everybody has to go through this. Everybody, no, we don't have to. You don't have to. Just make a decision. Say, I don't have to. And then everything becomes a learning for you. Wherever you are, if you sit down and you say, okay, based on the knowledge I have, the information I have, this is the path I think I want to go to. And you move based on that. Hey, I applaud you because you acted like a king and you directed yourself and you actually made it to that end. If you get there and you change your mind, that's your prerogative. It doesn't really matter to anyone else. Okay, my motivation. So when I came here, I knew that I had to get this degree. I mean, the job. I will get it. I will get it. It's just a matter of, okay, where are they doing it? See what Joyce is doing. Tomorrow, all of us will be like, we were a part of Joyce's story when she's sitting on that Senate floor, making her impeccable, impactful delivery. You guys will be like, I was there when she was going to the village and all. So that work, that daily work, I applied for jobs still. After I'd gotten a job, it was so in my mindset to apply for jobs that I would wake up in the morning, I was still applying for jobs. Like, wait. And I remind myself, I have a job now. Have you stopped going for what you want? So it was my identity, my mindset. And when I came into this role, I knew I couldn't be a desk pusher. I don't work because of the money. Now they pay me, the remuneration is growing and I keep moving up, but it's never because of that. It's because of self-actualization. It's because of leadership. It's because of impact. So when I see that, okay, my strategy is beyond sitting down here, designing heat exchangers, my mindset, I start getting involved in more. I start taking up more roles that cater to all those things. So know your identity first so that you don't start living someone else's dream. Everybody will celebrate you for a success, right? But you would know within yourself that, this was not my life's calling, no. And you will know that every day you are struggling to do this thing, that it was a vision that other people sold to you. So your identity, your mindset, and your diligence. Without these three things, you won't know, first of all, who you are and what your vision is. The second one, you will not have the resilience, the personal agency to actually carry yourself to that vision, that destination you're seeing. And the third one, what was the third one I say? You guys, are you listening? Is that diligence. That diligence of saying, I will work hard at this thing. Any exam that I'm given, I'm going to ace it. Anywhere I'm supposed to be, I'll be there. I know. So yeah, that was my motivation, and a good book for you to read. Let me drop a plug here. Motivation Manifesto. Please read that book. Okay. It's excellent, because motivation, you are not going to get it externally. It's from within you.
Wow, Motivation Manifesto. I've taken it down. Very, very amazing. Guys, I hope you're taking notes, because I don't even know where to start from. The motivation is inside of you. So all of you that are waiting for people to ginger you, the ginger is inside. Thank you. Very, 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 very amazing. It's incredible. Joyce needs to go and meet her village people. I don't know if she's still here, and I'm rushing this. Yes, we've almost done 1.5 hours. You guys are amazing. Joyce, can we just have one last question to you? Then we close off with Bralade. We leave you to go meet these village people. Now, what is the advice? And this question is a bit cheesy, but I just want to hear you say it. What advice would you give your younger self? Is Joyce still here, or she had to run away? Hello, Joyce. Yes, Patience. Yes, you can say something. Yes, please. As we round up. Sorry, everybody. Joyce is into politics and
yeah, I can actually take questions if
yeah, Patience, you want to say something?
Yes. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I'm so glad to be in this meeting this evening. I was actually having my evening walk and I said I must join. And I just wanted to say to everyone that is listening that these women are great and they are awesome. I've had opportunity to stay under Joyce training, Joyce mentorship for over 5 years now. I'm a network marketer. My name is Pastor Patience Zutin. I live in Akwa Ibom State. I'm actually, this call I'm joining from Akwa Ibom State. Good evening, the convener. Thank you so much for convening this meeting this evening. God bless you. God bless you for bringing these women to bless our life once again. I just wanted to tell Joyce before she leaves, but I want to believe that she will get this message, that she has been a blessing to me. I actually wanted to give her my testimony, but since she's not here, I'll just say thank you so much, the convener of this meeting. I've learned so much and I've added much more to my life and to my knowing, and we are moving forward. You guys are actually touching lives. I want you to know that you are touching life. Please don't stop. Please keep on touching life, please. Keep on giving us the information. It's making sense to a lot of us. It's helping us to build our marriages. It's helping us to build our businesses. It's helping us to build our life. It's helping us to build our Christian life too. It's helping us to also touch other people's life. Thank you so much. God bless you. I wish Joyce was here. I actually had some things I wanted to say if she was here, but since she's not here, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to talk. So
thank you, Patience. But I think we are talking about lessons we learned. So I think you can give your story. I'm sure people will.
Okay, I met Joyce in 2018, and I was a network marketer, and we were asked to gather together in Joyce's house. She was actually living in Uyo as at then. She was living in Uyo, and I can remember that beautiful day we met with Joyce, and we did our vision party board. We had our vision board, and everything that we had on that vision board 5 years ago, every one of it, by the grace of God, mine and more than 20 of my team members has been fulfilled already. Already, we all have, had to achieve everything we put on our vision board. Now, that was the first meeting we had, and I can still remember that was when she decided that she was going to start wearing green in her house in Uyo. She told us that from that month onward, that she will start wearing green for every event she will be doing. In short, her clothes and everything about her was going to be green. And we saw her evolve. And over the years, as we listen to her, as we join her in training, as we pay for events that she's in, as we have opportunity to listen to her just like this, if she's invited for any event, for me, she's the best coach I've ever had. She's the best mentor I've ever had. In my marriage, I'm actually 22 years old right now in marriage. 22 years, I will be 22 in May. Year-old in marriage, and I'm 47 years old. I'll be 47 in October. So over the years of meeting Joyce, my life, my marriage, I've had so much challenges in my marriage. But because of the confidence that Joy taught, because of the kind of things that she has, dished out to us, for me, that has done the best thing that anybody could have done. My church is actually a word-based church, from Daystar Christian Center to Power City International here in Uyo. So I've been a word-based person. So for her to come into my life, and all she did was to use the word of God to give me confidence, even though I know the word, but the kind of confidence that you use the word to have and to face the challenges that come with your marriage. I mean, challenges that is face to face with your husband. It got to a point the kind of confidence I had to have confidence to tell my husband, look, I'm done with this marriage. I'm done with this marriage. I don't want this marriage anymore. But, at a point, my husband too now said, what will be giving this girl this kind of confidence? What is she hearing? What has she heard? Knowing who you are. These coaches help you to know who you are, help you to build confidence. That is what Joyce has helped me to do. Every time I have opportunity to listen to her, it builds more confidence for me to face challenges of life, different challenges of life. I'm this woman that waited for the fruit of the womb for 10 years. So I'm not just like a baby. I've believed God all my life. But when I tell you that these women still had confidence to you, I mean it. Every opportunity you have to spend with these women, they give you more power from what they say. They give you more power. So I want to encourage every woman on this call, every man on this call, please take this opportunity, take it very, very seriously. If there's going to be a replay, please go back and listen to the replay. Every word that comes out of these women's mouth, they are powerful, they are life. You will remember them at the time that you will need them. You will remember them, I tell you. These words will show up at the time of your need. They will show up. My testimony, because of the confidence and everything that Joyce has taught me in life, I was able to face marriage. I was able to build my business to a 7-figure earning business. I was able to also build my network marketing business up to the level where I have built my house in Uyo. I have good brand new cars. And right now, after everything, I was able to build my marriage. My marriage built itself from the confidence. My marriage has built itself up to the level that I had to tell my husband, okay, fine. At this point in time, I know where I'm going to. I'm relocating everybody, including you. I'm taking you to UK. Sorry, to Canada. I'm taking you guys to Canada and I'm paying for everything. We are relocating as immigrants to Canada. Just have not heard this, but this is my
Wow.
This
Wow,
is my
thank you so much.
This year. This is what I want to do for my family this year.
Thank you so much.
If you are listening to them, please take it seriously. Your business will change, your life will change, your marriage, your children. If you have kids, your kids will be more confident because it is the action you take they see. It is the things you do that they see, the people you listen to. Every time, if I was at home, this call will be on speaker, my kids will be listening to it. I make sure that my baby girl listens to it. No matter the age, please expose them to this kind of training, this kind of discussions, because it is going to build their life up.
Thank you so much, Patience.
This is the word of God. Please don't depart from it. Every word that has come out of this call, don't depart from it. It will help you at the right time. Thank you so much.
Thank
Bye.
you so very much. We really appreciate the energy. You guys can see the energy. And yes, I know that for a number of us, so thank you for bringing it home. For a number of us, there are some of those things that might sound strange. Like, what exactly is a confidence coach? And yes, as she said, it's work in progress. You can't get everything in a day. But when you look at your life, ask yourself, there was a particular webinar we had, and the question we're asking ourselves is, what would you do if you are not afraid you will fail? And that's where the confidence comes in. That's why you need a confident coach, somebody that is going to help you actually actualize that dream, be that person that you were meant originally to be, because we all have our dreams, we all have our purpose, we all have our focus, and your dream is not my dream. You know, Joyce is doing her MC, moving into politics, impacting lives, and she's just enjoying herself. That Joyce, you see, that's where she is. Oh, she's constantly enjoying herself. This is Bralade for you. This is the way they are. Because of time, Bralade, let me just take one more question, and we'll call it a day. So it's kind of the same thing. So it's like, what advice would you give your younger self? And what do you know now that you wish you'd known earlier? So it's kind of the same thing, just to put context to it.
And you know, there was a question, I think you mentioned it or something, but the one of what would you do if you were not afraid? And I'll just quickly touch on that. You know, I started asking myself, and at the end of the question, I was like, I better not have an answer to this question. And if you're sitting down where you are, you have an answer with this question, there's a problem. There's a problem that you need to fix. Don't have an why should you have an answer? Except what you're afraid of is maybe you say, I would love to fly, but if I jump off this cliff, I'll die. then that's plausible, right? That's something you should definitely heed. But if it's not, please don't have an answer to that question. What I mean by that is, if you have an answer to that question today, go ahead and start doing that thing today. That's one thing. That's one advice I would give you. You know, when I sit back, I'm like, this is my younger self. She's inspiring me. Some of you now, I mean, you are here. For you to be here at this event, that means you care about where you're going and you're willing to put in the work and you're directing yourself. You in your mind, you are looking for inspiration and all these things, but guess what? You're so inspiring. And when you are 40, 50, 60, and you look back, you'll be like, Gladys, was that you? You'll be like, you were on fire, or like you didn't even want to hear. Chidinma, you will be so proud of this work you're putting in, because guess what? It pays off. It doesn't look fabulous in the moment when you're doing the work, because the world glamorizes results. They want to hear figures, they want to hear number, but the inner work does not manifest in numbers and results. So the advice for my younger self will be, girl, you did try, Sha. I'm impressed by you. And I would tell her, look, brother, you don't necessarily need to learn from mistakes. Life will throw curveballs at you, definitely do something with it. But guess what? If life gives you lemon, you don't like lemon, you can leave lemon alone. You can throw lemon away. Can you not drink plain water? Must you drink lemonade? So those are some of the kinds of things I want you to know. If you start cooking and you notice you have put more salt, many of you have the result to it. And if you do, put it in the chat. You'll probably put more ingredients so that the food can, the meal can become bigger, or you start putting more pepper to balance the salt. We can all navigate our way through failure, mistakes, errors. But guess what? We didn't need to put over salt anyways. So it is truly possible that you live your life without making these huge mistakes. If you're saying, okay, in this course or that meeting, I didn't make this, I should have said this differently. Those are small on a smaller scale. But you see these life-size mistakes, errors, you don't have to make it. You don't have to make it. Another thing I would say is have some boundaries. Have some boundaries. This yes. I'm a leader. So yes. I love my family. So yes. Like Patience said, I love my spouse. So because of that, I will just take every and anything. Or people, you not respecting people's boundaries. You call this boundary. It doesn't have, you call this boundary. You are just hitting people up for this thing. You don't have boundaries yourself if you're that person. And it's time to put some boundaries in place and say, look, I am responsible for myself. I'm willing to put in the work. I believe that God is going to bless my effort. So I will say, remain you who is at the core. But if you see that you is not the person that can reach where you are, reinvent you, evolve you, get a coach, join some exponential communities like this, read. People who don't know how to pay for things, they don't even value, they say they want free things, but guess what? They don't value free things. I value being here almost as though I paid to be here. That's how I show up in my life. When I'm listening to something on YouTube, even if I'm listening for 30 minutes, guess what? I pay for it with my attention. And if you know me, I think I'm a big deal. My attention is very, very precious. It's worth money. So if I'm paying attention to listening to this on all of us speak here right now, all your contributions, then you should do something about it. So pretend you just paid ₦1 million to be here today. What would you do with the knowledge you got from here? So my advice to my younger self is remain you, be bolder. Don't waste any time. One of the things I did during the pandemic, I wrote this book, this best-selling book, and I started talking about boundaries. Guess what? I've been doing that work for the last 10 years, but I never really showed up with it. I mean, I'm a career woman. Today I lead engineers, technologists. I'm responsible for strategy, large budget, site, everything. But guess what? I had more within me, but I was kind of okay where I was. I mean, I'm a mom of 3. I'm already doing, and this really attacks people who are doing a lot. I'm already doing much, but you can actually do more if the capacity is within you. So don't look around you and cap yourself. So I decided 2020 was my year of why not, if not. And I went ahead and I wrote this book. I had this summit. I started a podcast, all those things leading up to here. I taught. and different things. So another more recent mistake I would say is like not starting earlier. Why didn't I start earlier? But it's good that I started now. So whatever it is you have within you, even if it's not your career, because sometimes when we're talking success, especially if you've been poor before, you are busy thinking of food to eat, your family's life, all those things. That's what you're thinking of. We are not at that level. If you're here, that's your thinking, you are going to elevate today. Our impact is not about ourselves and our house. Pretend you already have all those things. If you were Dangote's child, what would success mean to you? It definitely won't be money. So think about that.
Now on enter. If success is not money, what would success mean to you? Thank you. It's been amazing, amazing here. I don't know if we have any questions in the chat. Does anybody want to ask Bralade any question? Bralade have been writing and writing. Everybody shouting, wow. Bralade has shaken the table, broken the table, and thrown the pieces out. It's saying, wow, 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 wow. This has been super, 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 super amazing. Catherine, you're welcome all the way from Uganda. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, everyone. One of the things that Bralade said, and I know that's really resonated with a lot of us. There are some of us that want to make career moves, and you want to be, you need a better degree, whatever. In the next 2 weeks, we are having another webinar, and we are having a superwoman. We're having Akugo. Akugo is coming in to come and talk
That's
to us
awesome.
on, yeah, she's an awesome person, how to access foreign scholarships and things that you actually don't know. You know what you don't know, you don't know. And we're equally having other people that would come and tell us how to actually survive in a foreign land. I'm sure if that is what we had Bralade talk, you've heard her talk about, she did daycare, she changed diapers, she did. The grass is always greener at the other side, though. You must pay your dues before you get there. So that's what the webinar in the next 2 weeks will be about. We'll be sending out the details, and I'm sure you don't want to miss it. So can I have your reactions in the chat group? Can we just tell Bralade, Joyce, how awesome they've been? For Joyce, I will send the feedback to her. Let Bralade understand the impact that you've gotten today. How has this webinar been for you? You've spent close to 2 hours on this. We really respect your time, and we are sure it is not a waste of time. So can you tell us, how has it been? Ejuma, Alfred, Atom, Catherine is, yes, thank you. But how has it been? How did you find it? Time well spent, Marcel, yeah, thank you. How has it been? How did you find it? This is our first panel discussion. Normally, we have trainings. I love her so much, Valley, thank you. It's been great. We want to have you back again, Catherine. Again and again, mind blowing out of, yes, my mind has been blown too. Thank you so much, Bralade. Hey, Bralade, you're pushing people. You giving the push. Inspiration, having lots of questions to answer to. Thank you. I've been blessed. My eyes are open to a whole lot of possibility. Yes, we can do more. We can do more. We can do more. Yeah, thank you, thank you. Can we all unmute our mic and say thank you, God bless,
Thank
and
you
we
all
end
so
this.
much. Great
Thank
to be
you.
here.
Please
Thank
unmute
you.
your mic.
Thank God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.